Guys, since I started waking up at 5 a.m., I've made over $1 million, I've lost 20 pounds, and I've become conversationally fluent in Chinese. 订阅我的频道. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, a lot of CEOs, entrepreneurs, and really successful people swear by waking up early as 4 or 5 a.m. So I decided to challenge myself to try it for just a week and see if or how it made any difference in my life, and I'm actually pretty shocked by the results. So this came about because I'm in a virtual book club with some friends, and a couple weeks ago, we decided to discuss the topics in a book called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And after discussing the book, we decided we should give it a try, waking up at 5 a.m. for just a week together and see how it goes. And I figured if there was anything that you guys could take away from this, then I'd make a video about it. The author of the book starts by introducing a lot of inherent benefits to waking up at 5 a.m., but I was really skeptical about it. I figured all that's going to come of me waking up at 5 a.m. is it's going to be really dark outside when I wake up, and I'm going to be really, really tired. But there was one inherent benefit that I really can't deny, and that is a sense of personal accomplishment. Since I have a business and not a job, I don't really have to be in any specific place in the morning, so I usually wake up around 8:30, sometimes 9, and sometimes a little later. So getting up at 5 a.m. for me was like a whole other planet. I really wasn't sure if I could even do it, and one of the days I did get up at 6 instead of 5, but I'm still super proud of myself that I was able to finish the challenge and wake up at 5 even just one day. So I wanted to give you guys some tips on how you too can muster the strength to do something like this and how you can get the most out of it if you choose to do so. So now let me get to the major point and the major benefits of this whole thing. Who cares? So what if I woke up at 5 a.m.? Isn't it more important what you're doing with your time from 5 a.m.? Of course. So the author of the book suggests a morning routine that you should do when you wake up at 5 a.m. And this is called the 20-20-20 method. In this method, you are to spend 20 minutes doing some kind of physical exercise, 20 minutes doing meditation and reflection, and 20 minutes learning something and focusing on some personal growth, personal development part of your life. So my 20-20-20 looked like 20 minutes of power yoga, then 20 minutes meditating and reflecting, which for me was 10 minutes doing silent meditation on a Bible verse, and then 10 minutes doing some journaling and reflecting on the meditation. And finally, I did 20 minutes on learning Spanish using a language app on my phone. Doing all these 3 things, it was still only 6 a.m. So I spent the rest of my morning really taking my time, getting ready, and having a kind of slow and peaceful morning. So I would spend about an hour showering, getting dressed, and sitting down and actually spending a little more time on my hair and makeup, which I don't normally do throughout the week. And then I would prepare my normal breakfast, which is an avocado toast with my boyfriend's chili sauce called picante. And while I ate my breakfast, I would open up some charts and look at some investments in the morning before getting started on my regular work, whether working from home or from a co-working space. So by the time I would normally just be waking up in the morning, I had already accomplished all of these things, which felt amazing, but there was a catch. The catch was I was completely exhausted around 6 p.m., and that is a little early for me. So on a side note, for my life and for longevity's sake, I really think that 5 a.m. is going to be too extreme for me to sustain. Even though I liked this experience, I think I could push this whole morning routine from 7 a.m. and still be able to get a lot done by about 9 a.m. And that would still put me on track to have a good day and still accomplish a lot by the time I would normally wake up in the morning. And then that would put me at getting exhausted around 8 p.m., which is a lot more sustainable and realistic for my lifestyle. But nonetheless, doing this 5 a.m. challenge enabled me to solidify a healthy and super productive morning routine in just a week. And then still till now, since the challenge ended, I've never been doing more exercise, doing more meditation, and practicing more Spanish on a daily basis as I am right now. So now I want to get into some of the specific results and outcomes of doing this challenge, which is where things start to get a little bit weird, okay? So for the exercise, let's just say in the past year, I have been not exercising as much as I'd like to be, like not exercising enough at all. And so honestly, I felt pretty out of shape when I started this challenge, but doing power yoga every day for just a week for 20 minutes, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I was so impressed at how much strength and flexibility I was able to gain back just from this 1 week. And in fact, a miracle kind of happened. Like, I didn't think I was anywhere near getting my handstand. I've been trying to get a handstand for years, and one day I realized that I can almost do it. I'm very close. I've never been this close before, and I was pretty amazed. And of course, I can't attribute that to waking up at 5 a.m., but there's more, okay? So then for the meditation, sitting in silence and meditating every day isn't something that I had a practice of doing often. I would do it every now and then, but I didn't have a solid daily routine of doing meditation. Just sitting there and doing meditation every day was so mentally energizing and peaceful, and there literally was not a bad day that whole week. My mood was just 100, my emotions were under control, my mind was super clear, and I do attribute that to some daily meditation. So I highly recommend doing that. And that is one thing that can really just set you up for a very peaceful and productive week alone. So then for the writing part of the reflection, I got in the habit of writing some things that I'm grateful for and some goals that I'd like to accomplish, intentions, and things I'd like to manifest. And this is pretty incredible, but during this 1 week alone, I hit some very crazy benchmarks in my business and on my YouTube channel, and I literally came into $5,000 that I was not expecting just in this 1 week. So I mean, do I attribute that to waking up at 5 a.m.? I really can't, but is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I like to believe that when you wake up with good energy and you send good vibes out and you really set the intention of being productive, getting things done, I think that that sends a message to the universe to send you more opportunities that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily come across. So that's what I like to believe. I don't know. Then there was the learning segment of the 2020 where I was studying Spanish, and I was only doing 20 minutes a day, of course, but I feel like I achieved major progress in my Spanish learning. I started the week using an app called Duolingo, which I had already had on my phone, and I wasn't really getting a lot of results using that app. But then I came across this app called Speakly, and Speakly, I think, helped me overcome a mental barrier that I was having with Spanish, because it's all about trying to give you phrases that are applicable in real life. And I felt like suddenly I was able to start thinking in Spanish more and actually using it in real life conversations more frequently than I normally would. If anyone is interested in trying out Speakly, I highly recommend it. It's free for the first week, and if you use my code in the description of this video, you can get 40% off of the premium membership, which is already super affordable, so I definitely recommend doing that. So to sum it all up, there's the almost handstand, there's the mental clarity and peace of mind, there's the random $5,000, and there's huge strides in my language learning journey. So if I've sold you on the magic of joining the 5 a.m. club, here are some tips that you can use to become successful at waking up at 5 a.m. too. Tip number 1, which is the way that I got into this in the first place, is to do this with other people so that you can boost your accountability. My group decided that we would send each other a selfie at 5 a.m. to prove that we were up and running. I don't think the other girls in the group will appreciate me showing you their selfies, but I will show you one of mine. Here it is. And one of the days, my friend in the group, who also happens to be my close neighbor, decided to wake up and go out with me early in the morning at the crack of dawn to work out by the marina as the sun was rising. And it was such a beautiful experience that we decided to continue that tradition once a week as long as we can, because it was a really nice and energizing thing to do in the morning. Number 2, which is more than a tip, it is essential, is you have to go to bed early. This is less of a 5 a.m. challenge and more of a go to bed at 9 p.m. challenge, because in order to wake up at 5 a.m. feeling rested and competent for your day, you really need to be in bed with the lights out at 9, no later than 10. And in order to do this, I suggest you set an alarm on your phone at night to remind you to stop whatever you're doing and go to bed. Put your phone down, don't bring it to bed with you, place it far away from the bed, and just turn out the lights and hope for the best. Take a melatonin if you have to. I did the first few nights, and that actually helped me get to sleep too. Tip number 3 is do not snooze. Do not hit the snooze button, because it's not an option. Don't think of it as an option. That will totally destroy your challenge, and you will probably end up sleeping in, because your sleepy brain will talk you into just staying in bed. So put your alarm on the opposite side of the room, not on your nightstand. And when you hear that first alarm, stand up, get out of bed, and do whatever you got to do to not get back in bed, because snoozing is the ultimate enemy for this challenge. Tip number 4, which was a huge hack for me, is to find your one thing, I call it. So try to find out what is the one thing that you have to do once you get up to prove to yourself that you are officially up and you're not going back to bed. And mine was actually surprisingly powerful. I realized that if all I did was put in my AirPods and put on the first song on my workout playlist, everything was done from there. All I had to do was put on that first song once I'm out of bed, and I have the energy and the drive to do everything else I need to do that day. I would go from my workout playlist to my meditation playlist to my language learning app, which was all audio, and the audios guided me through the morning. So instead of thinking in bed about all the things I have to do once I get out of bed, which can be overwhelming, I just thought, okay, all I have to do is get up and put in my earphones. For you, maybe it's get out of your pajamas, maybe it's make a cup of coffee, maybe it's brush your teeth, whatever you have to do to make sure that you're not getting back in bed after doing that. Well, those are my tips for waking up at 5 a.m. As I conclude this video, I would like to encourage and challenge all of you watching to commit to doing something that you think maybe isn't for you, something that's out of your comfort zone, something that makes you think, can I really do that? Maybe it's waking up at 5 a.m., maybe it's taking a cold shower, maybe it's downloading the Revolut app, using my link in the description and buying some Bitcoin. Whatever it is that will make you feel like you're going out of your comfort zone and doing something different that you would feel accomplished if you actually did. Whatever it is, you can do it, mind over matter. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos on entrepreneurship, travel, and creative projects. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.